Welcome to the briefing room. I'm your host, Chief David Molloy, Director of Public Safety for the City of Novi. And I'm very honored to be joined here today by Detective Randy Mince from the Novi Police Department. Randy, welcome.
Good morning, Chief. Thank you.
Randy, why don't you start out by telling us a little bit about the assignment that you have currently with the Novi Police Department?
Currently, I'm assigned to our investigative services, where I handle the north end, any crimes that need further investigation. I handle those, and I also handling all of our community relations, crime prevention.
Okay, and when you say north end, pretty much everything north of 12 Mile, we refer to as the north end of our community, and that's couple of our patrol districts up there.
Yes, sir.
So
from 12 Mile all the way up to Pontiac Trail and Beck Road over to Haggerty.
Okay, so what are you seeing a lot in terms of crimes that you're dealing with up there right now for the viewing audience to see?
Currently, right now, we've had a few home invasions that we're investigating, and also larceny from vehicles.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your background, history of the department, how long you've been there, your educational background, and some of the assignments you've had.
I graduated from Northern Michigan University. I've been with Novi Police Department for approximately 17 years. I've been very lucky at the police department. I served as a K-9 officer for approximately 6 years. I was in our narcotics surveillance unit for 4 years, and now currently up in the investigative section.
Outstanding. And I believe you also served as a field training officer in Uniform Division as well?
Yes, sir, when I was on the road patrol before K-9.
What are we seeing now in terms of some of the residents and businesses? We can provide them crime prevention information to them. Tell the viewers a little bit how they can access and what they can do to have somebody come out and take a look at either their home or their place of employment.
Something that our department does with the road patrol and up with the investigative section, we will do residential and business security surveys. We'll come out to your residence at your convenience and look at your home to see some areas that are good for protection and also some areas of concern that they may be able to update to make their homes more secure.
Yeah, free service.
It's a totally free service. You just go right on our City of Novi Police website, and you can sign up for that, or at any time you can just contact the police department at our general number and schedule a time, and either myself or a road patrol officer will come out and perform that survey for you.
And when we look at this survey, there's several things that we take a look at in terms of, do you have exterior porch lights? Do you have your shrubs that are trimmed so people can't hide inside your bushes? Tell people when they go on vacation, make sure you have your mail forwarded or mail stopped, and don't let newspapers stack up, because those are the types of things the criminals are looking for.
Oh, exactly. We take a look at everything from the types of locks that you have inside your home, and take a look at everything from, are you leaving keys on the outside of your residence, the types of lighting that you're using. We look at many different things that a lot of the homeowners just don't think about. And
then on the business side, for instance, we try to educate them on perhaps even if they're a first floor business, maybe closing their blinds. We live in a very technologically advanced society where everyone has computers, laptops, desktops, you name it. Those things can be hot items for people to go after as well.
Yes, one of the largest crimes that we had before were people leaving their computers open and right on their desk right next to the windows. And people would walk by, throw a rock through the window, grab the laptops and computers, and then they're off. So we talked to them about keeping the blinds closed, keeping lights off, and keeping the exterior lights on and updated.
Yeah, that's a great bit of advice we provide them. We provide them with the checklist. We don't really take anything. I think we keep a copy of it that we just put in our files, but we don't share that with any other city department. That's just information between the actual officer or investigator and the homeowner. And free of charge, we'll come out, we'll tell you how to make your home and business more safe.
That's correct, sir.
What about when people go on vacation? I know we have a program for that as well.
It's called our Home Watch program. Whenever you're out of town for whether it's business, vacation, you can contact our police department right through our website, and we will come out. You just let us know what dates you're going to be gone, what vehicles are going to be in your driveway, and our officers will do extra checks throughout their shift. And whether it be day shift, afternoons, or midnights, the officers will go through and check your residence and make sure that everything's okay, and then you also leave us with a number in case we do find something out of the ordinary where we can contact you and ask if that's something that's supposed to be there.
Okay, great. And I think we've gotten great feedback on that all the way around.
Oh, it's been a wonderful program because it's something that you feel safer when you're out of town, that your home's still safe.
Yeah, even if it's just a check once a day, someone knows that, they see that police car in your driveway, or they see that police car in front of your house, they know that that's probably an area they need to stay away from.
It's great. I can tell you, working midnights, it's good to give you something to do and get out of your patrol car and go check something.
Outstanding. Another offering that we have with the department that you may have been involved with, and who actually helps us do some of those home watches, are our volunteer handicap patrol. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about how that operates and what we do with that?
Our volunteer handicap patrol is exactly what it is. It's totally volunteer. A lot of times it's people that are retired looking for things to do. They'll go out usually a couple of days a week, about 2 to 4 hours of their time. They'll go out and look for strictly handicap violations or sometimes fire lane violations. They just drive around the city, and we'll give them sometimes the home watches to check during their shift that they're out, and they'll go and they have patrol cars that looks just like ours, but it does state voluntary handicap patrol, and they have jackets on so they're easily identifiable as someone from the police department.
Specialized training?
Yes, they have specialized training. The Sergeant Terry Whitfield's in charge of the handicap patrol. He'll go through what to look for, how to write the citations, and how to perform in court also if it does get to that.
Courtroom testimony I know is a big thing because some people do contest those, and we do have some senior citizens who may have a handicap permit, and if they do get a citation like that, they bring in the permit and we take care of it through the court.
Correct. As soon as they sign it up for the court, and if they do have the correct permit, then we take care of that and just educate them on how to properly have their signage so that way it doesn't happen again.
Outstanding, outstanding. And another real quick program that I know we've, identity theft's a big thing for us right now, and I think it's a big thing for a lot of people. Tell us some of the just real basic tips that we can let our viewers know to prevent themselves from being involved in that.
Identity theft is basically just protect who you are. Something that I do in my household, anytime you get credit card applications, any types of bills that you pay either online or you get done with, just shred those. Shred anything that you have with your name, any of your personal identification numbers, social security numbers, banking information. Just make sure that no one has access to that. The other thing that I've had a lot of fraud investigations is with spam through the email. If somebody's sending you any information letting you know that they're in trouble, they need you to send money to come help them in another country, those aren't true.
Yeah.
So if a family member's in trouble, they'll find a different way to contact you than through email. But unfortunately, we have had people respond by that and send them money.
And I think people also need to, we live in a social media age, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, or wherever. People got to be real cautious because I see it every day. I see it, someone has their full birthday right out there. They have their name, they have their full birthday, and sometimes people even put their maiden names up on there. So they have 3 of the most key pieces of information about an individual that they could go initiate credit in that person's name.
You're right. And another great thing to do is also check your credit once a year.
Yeah.
Check your credit ratings just to see if there's anything abnormal. And as you did bring up Facebook, please do not put that you're going out of town or anything of that nature on there, because unfortunately other people are looking at that.
Absolutely. Great information, Detective. Great information. We're going to take a real quick break and we'll be right back for the briefing room.
The pain will not control us. It will never break us, define us, or keep us still. Because arthritis can't beat us if we beat it first. In the fight against arthritis, you need a weapon. What's yours? Visit the Arthritis Foundation at fightarthritispain.org.
Maybe you see something suspicious, but you don't want to get involved. It's nothing, you think. Can you be sure? If you see something, say something. Report suspicious activity to local authorities.
Welcome back to the briefing room. I'm continuing to be joined by Detective Randy Mince of the Novi Police Department. Randy takes care of a lot of the investigations in the northern end of Novi, as well as a lot of our crime prevention, community-oriented policing offerings. Randy, I know one program that we're really starting to ramp up again is our Neighborhood Watch program. And tell the viewers what the Neighborhood Watch is really all about and what the responsibility is for the residents who actually come to participate in that.
The Neighborhood Watch is a great program that we're starting to revamp, get started up again, and it's something that our police department believes in. It's the community and our police department working together. With the Neighborhood Watch, it is neighborhoods that are basically neighbors taking care of each other, watching out for each other. It's something that's easy to start. What you really need is just one person to be the coordinator who will be the liaison with the neighborhood and myself who will oversee the Neighborhood Watch program. Once they get that decided and who the coordinator is, we'll kind of go over the rules and not really the rules, but just kind of how the whole program is going to work.
Right. The big goal of it is just to have people being more aware of their surroundings, and if they see something, call the police rather than trying to take care of it on their own.
Yes, it's basically just like what you said. If you see something, say something, and what to properly look for and how to accurately report it to the police department.
And then I think we also received some grant dollars recently to where we've been able to purchase a number of the Neighborhood Watch signs that we can work with the homeowners associations. Can you talk a little bit about that?
In working with the homeowners association, they set up regular meetings that somebody from our police department will be there to discuss how to keep their neighborhoods safe. Again, similar to the residential surveys on how to protect their homes, for what they need to look for. We erect a sign at the entrance of the subdivisions, whether it's at the, a lot of subdivisions have multiple entrances, so we'll have signs at each entrance showing that this community is looking out for each other.
Protected by a Neighborhood Watch.
Yes.
And typically we work in conjunctions with the various homeowners associations, whether it's Roma Ridge, Whispering Meadows, Addington Park, wherever it might be. And they have to designate a block captain, if you will.
Yes.
And that's our point of contact, and that's pretty much who we deal with and liaison with and provide them with very, very brief amount of training.
That's correct. And again, it's just about what to look for and how to let us know. Anything that looks out of the ordinary, call the police department and let us come handle it and find out what is exactly going on.
And if you're interested in something like that, the Neighborhood Watch, just go to our website, www.cityofnovi.org, and go right to the police page, and it's under our community offerings program.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Talk about some of the recent crime trends. Larceny from auto, people breaking into cars and taking stuff. And when I say breaking, sometimes it means just opening an unlocked car door. But unfortunately, recently we've seen a trend where if something's there and the doors are locked, criminals will break out the window. Talk to the viewers a little bit about what they can do to protect themselves, because this is really, truly a crime that we could just make go away if we just did a couple of real quick, simple things.
It's the simplest thing in the world for the larceny from autos. It's don't leave anything out that's in the open. If you're leaving your GPS systems attached to your windshield, you're leaving your laptops on the seat in the back, your purse, anything that's of value that you're leaving out in the open, you're inviting somebody to come take that.
And we're seeing these at our health club facilities, we're seeing these at some of our shopping venues, and residents really just need, it could be as simple as leaving your iPad in your console. Residents really have to understand they can't do that anymore.
No, you can't leave it where anybody can see it. Make sure your doors are locked, make sure you're parked in well-lit areas, and the simplest thing is nothing that's out in the open for anybody to see.
Yeah.
If what may not be valuable to you is valuable to someone else.
And how about some of the other home invasion complaints that we've seen? And we had a couple earlier this year, but I think that we've seen that kind of stop, and we have some suspects I think we've identified that may be locked up now, and we'll be following up on that. But what can residents do to protect themselves in their home as well?
With the home invasions that we had, all of them were, again, opportunities. It was unlocked windows, unlocked doors, and people were going through those. As simple as before you go to sleep at night, or even when you're home, something I do when I'm home is make sure all your doors and windows are locked. And with your sliding glass doors, something as simple as a broom handle that you can put on the back side of it where someone can't slide it open if your lock's not working properly.
How about exterior lights? Always a big thing, I think.
Yeah, exterior lights are, you're not upsetting your neighbors by having your front porch light on or even your side light on. As long, if you have those lights on, the suspicious people at nighttime that are walking around, they're going to go somewhere else because they don't want to be seen.
Yeah. Motion detectors are always great for backyards.
Yes.
Sometimes it might pick up the occasional animal, but for the most part, it's going to pick up anybody who's walking out there.
Yeah, you're going to pick up who shouldn't be there.
And you touched on something a little bit. This is a new nationwide campaign that we see out and that we're seeing a lot more of in public service announcements. And it's basically, if you see something, say something. Can you tell us, the audience, a little bit about how we're getting involved in that and how they're going to be seeing that in our offerings?
It's when you see something, say something is exactly the way it sounds. If you see anything that's out of the ordinary, let us know, because you'd be surprised at how many times people will see people walking through backyards. Anything that's out of the ordinary, they're letting it go instead of giving us a call where we can help us to build suspects if a crime does happen.
Because I know we have had home invasions in the past where we'll go interview, we'll canvass the neighborhood, and we'll be talking to neighbors, and they'll say, we saw a van backed up to that garage, and we just thought they were moving a TV or taking a TV to get a new one, but when actually it was a home invasion that they were watching.
You're exactly right. It's happened on more than one occasion where they've seen the actual person walking through the backyards and they just assumed it was something else. If it does look out of the ordinary, you're not bothering us at the police department. Call us and let us come and check out who that person is and why they're there.
And really, if you see something, say something, that's a nationwide campaign by the Department of Homeland Security, really kind of geared towards people finding other people leaving suspicious packages, whether it's in an airport or a shopping mall. But we now have that responsibility post 9/11 as law enforcement. We are now protectors of the homeland as well. So we need to be, and we need to try to encourage residents to always be cognizant of their surroundings. Always, if you have your family with you, your children with you, always be cognizant of where they're at, where your surroundings are at, where your entry points are at, and where your exit points are at. It's so important for people to be aware.
Yeah, you just never know when emergency situations will happen, and so like you said, you know how to get you and your family out if you need to.
Another initiative I know you've worked on in the past is on the local level in Novi is our Eyes and Ears program. Tell the viewing audience a little bit about what Eyes and Ears is for them. Totally free of charge, yet how many people they have looking out for them.
The Eyes and Ears program is the whole city of Novi's working force. All are working together now. Because you have your public works department that's out driving around in different areas than what the police department will sometimes be. Everybody's looking out for one another. Anything out of the ordinary, they now know what exactly to look for, like suspects' descriptions, car descriptions, and how to get in contact with us quickly.
Yeah. So we have this force multiplier, if you will, by training our police officers are already out there looking for things. We now had our code enforcement officers, we have our building inspectors, our electrical inspectors. You mentioned Department of Public Services, the fire department. We have so many Parks and Rec, senior services. Mm-hmm. All those people are out there, and we actually share intelligence bulletins with them as well.
Oh, exactly. If we have anything that's out of the ordinary and then we think that they may be going to some other public building, any type of suspect information, we let them know what we're seeing and to keep an eye out for us, because if they see that, then they can let us know and it helps us solve our crimes.
Yeah, that's great. Outstanding program. Thanks for bringing that forward. And thank you for all you do for the city of Novi.
Thank you, sir.
And we've been very fortunate to have you on our team for the last 17 years, working hard. You've done a lot of good work in various assignments, whether it was surveillance, narcotics, canine officer, and now in your recent discipline of investigations and crime prevention. I appreciate all you do.
Thank you, sir.
And to you, the viewing audience, thank you for tuning in to the briefing room, and please continue to watch Novi Television.